I'm ready and prepared.
Na Wakenya wamechoka na sisi au Wakenya watatutandika.
The devolution is at a siege.
Sieke.
Jameni bana, wacha fitina.
I don't like lying.
Tunaona mawingu imetanda.
Kuja tukunywe chai uniambie tabu yako, right?
Hii pesa si ya mama yako bana.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Order, honorable members. So, honorable member from Chebarbar, you can proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I stand to move a motion on a matter that I deeply think in my heart is a matter of national importance. Mr. Speaker, the number 7 in most cultures, including our traditional cultures, in the Bible and so on and so forth, is a magic number. It's a number of blessings, Mr. Speaker. It is a positive number, it's a good thing. But in this country, Mr. Speaker, of late, this number 7 has come to be associated with evils, Mr. Speaker. There is an animal called Masaku rugby sevens, Mr. Speaker. Rugby.
You mean rugby?
That's what I said, Mr. Speaker. Rugby sevens, Mr. Speaker, is a game that I don't understand, whereby 7 grown men, very healthy by the way, chase a piece of leather for a number of minutes and they're not going anywhere. You know, at least in athletics, or if it's a marathon, you're running towards something. You have an end point. But in this game, they're just chasing this piece of leather around a pitch. But what's the problem, Mr. Speaker? Why should a game cause so much confusion and moral decay, Mr. Speaker, while sports are supposed to be positive? When we have marathon here, even this international marathon in Nairobi, they involve thousands of runners and it's very organized. In a few hours, people have gone home. But in this kind of rugby, Mr. Speaker, there is more sports outside the field than inside. During this Masagu Sevens, this animal, I call it an animal, Mr. Speaker, there was a lot of confusion. We had visitors to this country, ambassadors, Mr. Speaker, who were delayed. And there was a lot of commotion, people asking what is happening. There's a lot of traffic jam around Mombasa Road. What's going on? Then we are told this is an animal called Masagu Sevens. You can imagine how inconveniencing it is to the visitors in this country, Mr. Speaker. In my village, when they drink wirgi is the traditional whiskey. At least people have some control, Mr. Speaker. But you cannot, it is mature people who take it and they control themselves. But when you have children, Mr. Speaker, who are not being supervised, drinking, forgetting themselves, and then getting in activities that we cannot, in my culture, does not even permit me to speak about it, Mr. Speaker. Where is this country going, Mr. Speaker? And what are we doing as representatives of this country, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, this is a problem. It's an urban problem. This what in Nairobi, Mr. Speaker. Now, the problem is now they want to take this kind of moral decay that is found in the cities and the big towns, Mr. Speaker, and take it to the small counties in the name of this game called rugby, Mr. Speaker. You can imagine when it comes to Chebarbar, rugby sevens. You can imagine what happens, Mr. Speaker. And there, I cannot lie to you because I was a headmaster of Kamyabit Primary School for 17 years. You come and tell to that one, I will not talk with my mouth, I will talk with my cane, Mr. Speaker. If we say we ban athletics, Mr. Speaker, the country is going to lose. We're going to use gold, silver, metals, bronze metals, and a lot of income for this country, Mr. Speaker. But what if we ban this game called rugby, Mr. Speaker? What are we going to lose? Nothing. In fact, we are going to save our children from moral decay, Mr. Speaker. I ask honorable members in this house today to support me as I move this motion that this game called rugby sevens be banned out of this country, Mr. Speaker.
So thank you so much for having moved the motion. So honorable source.
Mr. Speaker, unajua venye Buda amesema enye kuna vitu nimeona hajaelewa juu ya rugby sevens. Unajua rugby sevens kitu ilikuwa ina hata kwa hiyo kitu ilikuwa ngatu hiyo organization. Manze tungepatiwa hiyo chance kama youth, tungeorganize hiyo kitu vipoa sana. Mtaani tunafanyanga bano, hakujai kuwa na noma. Tunafanyanga chaba bana cha mama, hakujai kuwa na noma. Hiyo ni kitu yani mayouth wamekuwa kikama up now. Si organize mpaka blada. Kati mheshimiwa, hakuna noma imeitokezea. So ni organization tu yani shida ilikuanga pale. Organization tu. Tupate hiyo chance to organize kitu.
Honorable before Wakone.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to oppose the motion because Mr. Speaker anasema ati ilizuia watu wakachelewa sijui kwenda airport. Mr. Speaker, nani ajui airport iko wapi Mr. Speaker? So kila mtu anajua iko Mombasa Road. Sisi sio hao walikuwa wa kwanza kutumia hiyo airport Mr. Speaker. Secondly, hii rugby sevens ilianza kuadvertisewa siku gani Mr. Speaker? Sio kitu ilipangwa ati leo tunaenda. Ilipangwa kitu kama miezi 2-3 Mr. Speaker. Na ilikuwa kila mahali imetangazwa na kila mtu alijua. Kama walijua kutakuwa na chama, mbona hawakuenda mapema hata wakaenda chana Mr. Speaker? Lakini Mr. Speaker, kuna vitu ambayo imeongelewa na mheshimiwa Source ambayo sijapata kuelewa vizuri Mr. Speaker. Ningependa afanye kitu inaitwa clarification. Tupate kujua vitu vingine anasema sijui pano, sijui plata, tristics na vitu zingine Mr. Speaker. Tunaomba ajaribu kuongea lugha ambayo inaeleweka Mr. Speaker.
So, thank you so much for your contribution. Honorable Wambo.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, thank you. I don't understand what is all in this game. I don't really understand. Why should so much energy be wasted by these men, well fed, well built, chasing after a ball? Is it a ball or a big egg? Why don't we use that energy on more important things, like sending them back to their counties, go down the rivers, around their homes, collect stones, crush them, and fill the potholes? That's more useful.
Okay,
fighting.
You are raising on a point of order.
Yes. Yeah, but that is not the work of our men, of our strong men. That is the work of the government. They play this game because they are strong. Why are you contradicting yourselves? This so-called government is always confused. They don't even know what they're supposed to do what. Juanga kazi ya government na kazi yako. Ama ni kama ni mchezo.
Honorable Wambua.
Yes, nimesimama kwa onja ya nidhamu. Ati wengine wanasema ati hii Lang'imbi haisaidii, ati inabaki kupigwa marufuku. Lang'imbi imesaidia. Kwanza hata Machakos imeleta muungano wa Kenya wote na imeunganisha wa Kenya wote. Kwa hivyo mimi ningependa kuambia kwamba hii kitu inaitwa Lang'imbi 7 ni kitu ya nguvu sana. Wachana na michezo mingine. Ile michezo mingine ni nzuri. Unajua kuna mtu ameuliza njuu ya sijui ambano nini. Si kwa Kambari unaitanga milikoli. Sisi wa nini milikoli. Kwa hivyo Lang'imbi iendelee. Asante Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I rise to contribute to the motion, Mr. Speaker. This point of scrapping rugby, Mr. Speaker, we cannot do that, Mr. Speaker. Why am I saying that? These events happened that whatever happened in Machakos, Mr. Speaker, the anomalies of Machakos Sevens were due to the bad characters which were exported from Machakos, from Nairobi County to Machakos County, Mr. Speaker. Nairobi County has young men and women of bad behavior, Mr. Speaker. Bad character, Mr. Speaker. And that is even evident here in the House, Mr. Speaker. You can just see the representatives from Nairobi, how they behave, Mr. Speaker.
Is it only people from Nairobi County who were there? People from all over came from Machakos Sevens. So you cannot stand up and say it's only people from Nairobi County. And when we got there, it was not really immorality. If you're shady, that is your own cup of tea. You should apologize to the people of Nairobi County. You must apologize because those are my people you're talking about.
Let us discuss what is important in this House, honorable members.
Exactly.
Honorable Katieno.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, before people start digressing so much, A motion has been raised, and it is in order for us to have a sober discussion with, about the motion. My friend reminded me of a very nice game we used to play. It's called Banta. It was a game, it's called Banta. I don't know if you know that name. And when we didn't have the bantas, when we were little children wearing shorts with, you know what, we used to play with the things called ochok. A point that was raised by the honorable member that in Masaku 7th, there was more sport outside the field than the field. And there was also something going around that there was a lot of moral decay, somebody saying bad behavior. I think we are not children here, Mr. Speaker. If something happened, can we just mention what happened so that we know what we are discussing, Mr. Speaker? Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Kirauni.
When I was in Nairobi University in 1970s, I was very good in karate. I used to do kumite, ashdas, nipt. Right? And when we went to Parliament, I remember there was a time there was a home between Katiano and the late member of Parliament from Embakasi. And I interjected, I chipped in. Mr. Speaker, what you are talking here is about what I can say is like Sodoma and Gomorrah, where people are doing evil until one time the woman of Lot turned to be a pillar of salt. And in this house, I know women are pillars of salt. Like my colleague here is a pillar of salt. In Meru, we had rugby. Did you see anything banned from there? People made biashara and they came out to be a very good show. So I'm saying in this house that I'm going to bring Amberu, which will be supported by all members. And I'm happy that my running friend here and another my friend here will support me to regularize and control those games. Mr. Speaker, is it be possible for us to have traditional dancers where people can organize dancing? Girls come and dance with them, within those songs, so that because that, like our traditions, we used to get women from traditional dancers. For the single boys and the girls who are in this country will be able to get men when we introduce traditional dancers in this county, in every county. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So, Honorable Karembo.
I don't think it's even right for him to call me a pillar of salt. Yeah, but just because I don't sweat the small stuff, so I would not take that personally. But just so you know, when it comes to fashion, it's a personal thing. And we from Nairobi are trendsetters. So it's not our fault that you're brought up in the village.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Kirauni.
When a sorrow through says its worthiness, it's ruled out.
Who is salt? Who has lost her worthiness?
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Kirauni should not get personal. Order, honorable members. This is a house with a chair. Yes, Honorable Source.
Mr. Speaker, kuna kitu manze mheshimiwa Kirauni amesema, ningetaka pia nimwambie na happening kwa rugby 7th. Amesema ati ladies will meet gentlemen na vitu kama hizo. Pia kwa rugby 7th hizo vitu zilikuwa zinafanyika outside the pitch, zilikuwa part of socialization. Unajua katika hii digital age, even ndivyo si socialize. Unakutana pale hivyo na dem supu manze mnafanya kitu inaitwa hooking up, ndakuhook up. So wacha nimwambie kwamba kwa rugby 7th pia hooking up ufanyika, Mr. Speaker. Asikwe mtu wa nyuma hivyo. Ndakupeleka next rugby 7th nikulipie.
Honorable Wambua.
Yes. Nimesikia sana wanagombana ndio ya sijui chumbi, sijui mwanamke akabadilika, sijui nini. Lakini mimi ningependa kusema turudi kwa rugby. Unajua imepeleka watu wengi wangapi ngambo? Hati wanasema dance okay ni nzuri lakini imepeleka kina nani? Sasa unajua Anibili Kayange. Anibili
Humphrey.
Sijasema hiyo umesikia, nimesema Anibili.
He is Humphrey Kayange.
Si ndio nimesema.
Sijasema
Anibili, nimesema Anibili.
Okay, go on.
Sasa ningependa kusema wote wameenda, Mr. Speaker. Wameenda ngambo. Kucheza nini? Rugby. Sinakuza talanta ya watu. Kwa hivyo mimi ningependa kuambia kwamba rugby naendelea kusisitiza, yani kuexist. Yani iendelee kuexist, kusisitiza. Sawa?
Persist.
Iendelee.
Persist.
Ati unasema nini, Mr.
Exist or persist?
naendelea kusisitiza yani kujaribu kutilia mkazo kuexist.
Okay, thank you so much.
Asante Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Wambua. Yes, Honorable, before Kwane, I've noticed that you have something to say.
Mr. Speaker, ningependa kumshukuru Mheshimiwa Wambua. Amesema mambo ya muhimu sana. Kwanza ametacha wale watu wa nyumbani kwetu, Mr. Speaker. Ukiangalia Kayange zinu hapa tu ngambo, ukivuka mtoni kutoka kwangu huko pande ya nyuma, Mr. Speaker, zini jirani. Ukiangalia kuna kuanga na ule Mkape, ni Mkape. Pia huyo ni kijana tu ya washangazi ya mtoto ya nyanya yangu, Mr. Speaker.
Just go straight to the point.
It's okay, Mr. Speaker. Sasa Mr. Speaker, ndio nilikuwa nasema hii michezo inasaidia sana, Mr. Speaker, inaunganisha watu. Kuna vitu amesema ati ilifanya watu wakafanya extra game activities, ni kama tu ile extracurricular activities ni PE. Na sasa extra game activities ni nini? Mheshimiwa amesema vizuri, ni socializing. Mr. Speaker, imeunganisha watu na nimeona inasaidia sana. Kama ukiangalia Ukambani ni upande ya opposition, Mr. Speaker. Huyu ana represent opposition, Mr. Speaker. Na kama walisema ati watu walisocialize na wanaanza kujiangalia kama wanaweza kupepa mtoto, Mr. Speaker, na utapata wataweza kufaulu, inamaanisha ni kura zetu zinaongezeka, na very soon maybe next election tutakuwa ile upande, Mr. Speaker, tukiwakilisha serikali. Mr. Speaker, pia nimesikia. Asante sana Mr. Speaker. Ningesema hiyo mambo ya kucheza muziki hiyo haisaidii sana. Sasa nilikuwa na prefer kama tunaweza kupatilisha mchezo, tunaweza propose tuweke kitu kama bullfighting ama cockfighting, Mr. Speaker, vitu za science.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Asante mheshimiwa. Mimi nashangaa sana kuona waheshimiwa hata siwaelewi vile wanasema. Hii masaku, hii social, hii mchezo sielewi. Kama tu wangejua ile biashara hiyo mchezo iliharibu. Mheshimiwa, ile chakula nilikuwa nimepanga kuuza hiyo siku na nikaamka nikapatia wafanyikazi wangu waende wauze waniletee pesa. Unajua kutafuta ni kutafuta. Sijui wanakula nini hawa watu. Hawakukula chakula changu, yote ilileto. Jioni yote inakuja. Sina nguruwe, nitapeleka wapi? Nitapeleka wapi mheshimiwa? Ile kitu tunaona vijana wakipita huko wakikula kukula pombe. Hii mchezo mimi sitaki ishe. Inaleta hasara sana.
Thank you so much. I'm very sorry for your business loss. Honorable, before Kuone, I'll get back to you. Don't worry.
Nafikiri mheshimiwa Wambo akujua mahali anafaa kufanya biashara, Mr. Speaker. Kama uliwahi kuingia kwa darasa ambayo ilikuwa na mwalimu kama mimi, najua ile ya kufanya biashara, najua angekufundisha mahali unafaa kufanya biashara, unafanya kitu inaitwa research, Mr. Speaker. Watu walifanya huko research wakaleta pombe, Mr. Speaker. Wewe hata ukipata ati kwa rugby 7 wameweka hapa pombe, wameweka hapa chakula. Chakula na pombe ni kitu gani unapatanga kwa nyumba yako?
Chakula.
Chakula sio utapata nyumbani. Pombe utapata nyumbani wapi, ama mpaka uende tu kunywa na watu?
Yes, Honorable Songwa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Businesses boomed that day, Mr. Speaker. Businesses was booming. In fact, I don't want to mention, but like Honorable Source said, the Koinange Street of Machakos was on demand. In fact, there was lack of supply that day, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I saw so many vehicles, traversing the bypass on the highways, all the way from Meru County, rushing to Machakos, Mr. Speaker. So I am very sure the county that benefited most from the Masaku 7 rugby, Mr. Speaker, was Meru County, Mr. Speaker, because everybody, including some coaches, were busy chewing, Mr. Speaker. And I can assure you, you can even see me Honorable Kirauni Mutungi has changed his dress code, Mr. Speaker. Look at his coat, Mr. Speaker. Today he's putting the color of gold, Mr. Speaker, as a suit. He's now a millionaire, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order as we come towards the end.
Mr. Speaker, what I was saying is that, is it in order for a member to cast aspersions and create insinuations that I'm wearing Burunden trouser, Burunden suit, black specs. Is it in order for him to speak about our lifestyles in this August house?
A member from Chabarbar.
I also statistically withdrew, Mr. Speaker, to just see the direction that the honorable members are going to take. It is clear they don't understand what they're talking about. And I think from the kind of ignorance that has been exhibited in this house today, Mr. Speaker, it is clear we have a problem. Because I was talking about a camp, and people are talking about Koinange. How does Koinange come in, Mr. Speaker? People are talking about fashion show. If you want a fashion show, why don't you go to a fashion show? Why do you come to a camp, Mr. Speaker? And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I would like to invite them to my place, Chibarbar. We have an annual marathon, Mr. Speaker, so that they come and observe how to run a sports event, Mr. Speaker. Because by 3 o'clock to memalsa kila kitu ata wamefakia takatayote memalsa, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, I welcome them to Chibarbar, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Source.
Mr. Speaker, unajua kuna kitu mheshimiwa Sungu alisema enye lazima niguzie. Akasema ati Koinange ilikuwa inafanya kazi vizuri sana. Ningependa kumwambia tu asisikie vibaya, asisikie wivu ati juu area yao iko na mademu wamebiti.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. That is an insult. Yes. Have you ever seen a woman from the lake that is ugly?
Yeah.
Look at Lupita Nyong'o.
Yes.
Our own. Look at me. Yeah. See, if you look, honestly, that is an insult. No, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, the last
Allow
time
me to turn around, Mr. Speaker, and show you my fundamentals. I am not ugly, for heaven's sake.
It is unnecessary.
We carry our own heritage.
Let us not convert this particular house into
point of order, Mr.
Speaker. Honorable member. Order, Honorable Source.
The last time niliangalia hiyo birth certificate ya Lupita Nyong'o ilikuangania Mexico. So tafadhali madam wenyewe wamebeat.
Point of order.
It's not helping here.
Point of order, Mr.
Honorable
Mr. Speaker, it is annoying beyond embarrassment levels of a concussion in a man's head. To sit down here and see this small boy insult our mothers, Mr. Speaker. He cannot allude to the fact that where we come from, our country, there's no beautiful woman, Mr. Speaker, sir. Yeah. My father was a man of style, a man of Nyade, Mr. Speaker, and he was very categorical in choosing and selecting my mother. And so my mother was one of the most beautiful women in that area, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable before Kuona.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, nimesikia mpunge wa Chebarbar anasema ati sisi sasa tuachane na mambo na rugby sevens, twende tuanze kuangalia mambo na kukimbia. Ati kukimbia marathon wanafanyanga mara moja kwa mwaka, alafu wanafanya mpaka saa 9, Mr. Speaker. Angalia rugby sevens, Mr. Speaker. Hii rugby sevens, it is a series of games. Mnafanya ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu, 15, 20, 30, 100 na bado hammalizi kwa mwaka mzima, Mr. Speaker. Ukiangalia mambo na kukimbia, unakimbia unaenda wapi? Unatoroka nini? Unakimbiza nini? Ukiangalia sisi tunatoka Western, tunajua wale watu wanakimbianga usiku tu akiwa uchi, Mr. Speaker. Wanaitwa wajawi ama mundu mlosi. Lakini hebu angalia hawa, hata waoni hivyo wanakimbia mchana, Mr. Speaker. Na wajavaa kitu wamevaa suruali ya ndani, Mr. Speaker, na kitu kingine tu inafunika kitoko, Mr. Speaker.
That is so much unnecessary, Honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, I've sat here and listened to what is going on. There is an African saying that says that if you go to bed with an itchy behind, then you will definitely wake up with a smelly finger. Yeah? When members go to watch rugby service and it turns into something else, say a dating game, yeah? And Right Honorable Kiraoni state here clearly that we should replace a sport with maybe chuka dancers. In our place we will call it Owalo dancers. Yeah. If really we wanted to make it a hookup and not a game, then that is the right way, I think. Yeah. And if it is a sport, I don't think we can replace a sport with an art. Yeah. I think I will join him in saying that we should also organize cultural festivals like chuka dancers, and we also call our walo dancers, where people can love each other, and I can give them my song for free. The song Mapombano. Now we will change it to mapendano. Now we sing it pendano, mapendano, bado mapendano, 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 bado mapendano, mapendano, mapendano. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, weka order ndani ya house. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, oh. Mr. Speaker, sir. Order kwenye house. Mr. Speaker, maswali ya upumbavu hatutaki. Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, toa watu nje. Mr. Speaker, order,